Hello, Boone High, and welcome to this week's news show. I am your host, Janae Hoffman. This past Sunday, presidential candidate Bernie Sanders paid a visit to Boone High School. Maddie Desher was able to capture it all and has the story.
Democrat Bernie Sanders came to Boone, Iowa this past Sunday to discuss topics of climate change and student debt. The first topic he addressed was climate change.
Town energy committees. And what the committees are doing is figuring out how they can make their entire town more energy efficient.
A key point of what he was saying was to think about the future.
The decisions we make today will impact our children and our grandchildren, and that every decision that we make has got to be looked at in that light.
Once he ended speaking about climate change, the audience was open to ask questions. One resident of Boone County asked about student debt.
Right now, you have, unbelievably, hundreds of thousands of bright and qualified young people who want to go to college, who are unable to do so because their families cannot afford that. Think about what it means to our country. How many of those young people are potentially great scientists or engineers or teachers who are never going to have that opportunity?
He wrapped it up by briefly explaining his campaign.
The goal is to involve tens of millions of people in the political process to create a government which works for all of us and not just a handful of billionaires. That's what this campaign is about.
This has been Maddie Desher from Boone TV.
There's many popular Facebook pages, but did you know that one of them was made by a Boone High student? Here's Liz Faunus with the scoop.
Here in Iowa, there's so much more to see than just the average cornfield. Through the state, there are buildings abandoned and forgotten that are slowly being lost to nature. Senior at Boone High School, Nathaniel Brown, took up a project exploring these buildings.
So what I do, it's called urban exploration. The rules that we kind of go by is take nothing but pictures, leave nothing but footsteps, break nothing but silence. It's kind of the golden rule for this. We don't want to disturb the sites too much for future explorers.
He has been capturing the places through still life photography. Nathaniel Brown shares his photos and experiences through his Facebook page, Forgotten IA.
By taking the photos and sharing them online, everybody kind of gets a view of, what the school's like now when they went to school there 40, 50 years ago. One of my favorite parts of the project is hearing some of the stories from the people that experienced these buildings when they were functioning.
Nathaniel Brown has spent the past year building an audience for his explorations. He has made a map for places he intends to visit. Through his exploring, Brown has learned the history of Iowa and is able to help people remember what these buildings once were.
I started the Forgotten Iowa project a little over a year ago. It started with some local locations around Boone, and then it just kind of expanded, and now I have a database that I've put together of probably about 70 to 80 locations throughout the state of Iowa.
Forgotten IA was also just featured on Only in Your State as 10 abandoned places in Iowa that nature is reclaiming. The Facebook page now has over 12,000 likes. Check out Forgotten IA. If you have any information on locations you would like to see, message Nathaniel Brown on the Facebook page Forgotten IA. This has been Liz Faunus from Boone TV.
Thanks, Liz. BHS senior Dakota Sherry has reached his final semester of high school. Boone TV's Tanner Frost had the chance to catch up with Dakota and has the senior spotlight.
As a senior here at Boone High, Dakota Sherry is focusing greatly on his future. Involved in various activities in and outside Boone High, Dakota is very active in things such as plays. I talked to Dakota in this week's Senior Spotlight to find out his plans after senior year.
After high school, I am probably going to go to UNI for 4 years and get my sport medicine and athletic training degree. Doing sports is a big hobby, and so like swimming and football that I do here at Boone. I also like to hunt and do things like outdoors like fishing, so I spend most of my time doing that. After college, I plan on being a doctor and then also a paramedic and a ER nurse or doctor. My favorite high school experience is probably the football games, but back when I was in freshman year because it was the football game standing in the stands.
We wish Dakota good luck with his future, and this has been Tanner Frost from Boone TV.
Great job, Tanner. And now, here's Justin Elsner with a look back at this week's sports.
Thanks for tuning into this week. I'm Justin Elsner, here with your total sports recap from this past week. The last time the girls basketball team lost was December 4th, over a month ago. The girls took on ADM last Friday night and hosted the Carroll Tigers this past Tuesday. Boone TV's Corbin Waffle was at both games and has your recap.
It's game time here in Idell as the Tigers host the number 14th ranked Toradors of Boone. Boone's Maddie Danner kicked things into gear with a strong drive to the basket, but ADM came right back, which led to both teams battling back and forth in the first quarter and resulting in a score of 9-9. In the second quarter, Boone found the rhythm on offense and started to pull away from the Tigers. Caitlin Shadle hit a three to extend the lead. The Toradors led going into the locker rooms at 24-17. After halftime, Boone's defense began to struggle, allowing an ADM comeback. But the Toradors remained focused, and Maddie Danner continued to find her success and led Boone into the fourth quarter, leading at 36-30. In the fourth, Boone and ADM again began to battle back and forth, trading buckets. But Boone proved to be the stronger team as they held on to finish the game and won with the final score of 50-44. From Boone TV, I'm Corbin Waffle. It's Jersey night here in the Kate Shelley Fieldhouse as the Boone Toradors take on the Carroll Tigers at home. The Toradors are seeking their 8th straight win in a row with a win tonight. The Toradors got off to a hot start behind a suffocating defense, allowing them to score some easy buckets. Behind Maddie Danner's drive to the hoop and Boone's stifling defense, the Toradors led at the end of one with a score of 22-7. In the second quarter, Boone continued their success as they built upon their lead. Boone's Caitlin Shadle also found the bottom of the net, contributing to the Toradors' lead. Boone was on top heading into the half, 41-13. In the third quarter, junior Diana Slight hit a tray from downtown, tacking onto the Doors' lead. Boone maintained the lead throughout the quarter behind their strong defense. Claire Sandvig dominated the post in the third quarter, bringing the score to 55-20. In the fourth quarter, the Toradors stayed on top as Carroll packed their bags for the bus ride home. This game was all Boone as they triumphed with a final score of 67-31. Coach McPartland is excited, but cautious with the Toradors' 8-game winning streak.
Okay, even though we've won 8 games in a row, I think there's still a lot of things we can improve on and get better at. So our focus really is just having good practices and improving on the things that we're already doing well. And we're going to have a lot of tough games yet.
From Boone TV, I'm Corbin Waffle.
The girls will have a chance to climb higher in the state rankings tonight as they play Perry. The boys basketball team also took to the courts last Friday and Tuesday night, squaring off against ADM and Carroll. Here's how it all went down in these key conference matchups.
We've got a loud band and a large crowd for tonight's highly anticipated conference matchup between the Boone Toradors and the ADM Tigers.
ADM absolutely dominated the first quarter on both sides of the court. The Tigers outscored the Toradors by 11 points while only giving up 4 points, this being ADM's best defensive stand of the year. The Toradors woke up in the second quarter and went on a 14-0 run, cutting the Tigers' lead to a one-possession game. ADM weathered the storm and ended the first half on top, leading by 5 as they headed into the locker room. The Tigers found their rhythm on offense again in the third quarter. Boone was struggling to pull down defensive boards, giving ADM second chance looks that they took advantage of. The Tigers went into the fourth quarter with a 10-point lead. The Tigers extended their lead to 7 points halfway through the fourth quarter, but Boone wasn't out of it yet. With 2 minutes left, Schmicky stepped back and knocked down the three ball to cut into the Tigers' lead, but it wasn't enough as the Tigers went on to a 63-55 victory. From Boone TV Sports, I'm Justin Elsner. The Boone Toradors hope to end a 2-game losing streak tonight as they take on the Carroll Tigers in a Raccoon River Conference matchup. Boone's John Herrick absolutely took over in the first quarter by knocking down shots inside the paint and also from downtown. Herrick scored 10 of Boone's 17 points in the first quarter. The Toradors started the second quarter right where they left off by knocking down 2 deep 3 balls from Herrick and Lewis. Boone kept the momentum rolling throughout the second quarter, which ended with Ethan Lewis knocking down another dagger in the corner to put Boone up by 11 at half. Boone maintained their edge in the third quarter, but it wasn't easy due to the Tigers and their deep shots from behind the arc. Carroll put up a fight in the final quarter with some points in the paint. At one point, the Tigers only trailed by 6, but Boone's shots kept falling, giving them the victory with the final score of 62-59. Here's what John Herrick said about the team's performance.
I think the way we played today really showed who we are and our full potential. We really improved on both ends of the court, and we're looking to transfer our energy over to Friday night.
From Boone TV Sports, I'm Justin Ellsworth. Last Tuesday night was senior night for 9 of Boone's swimmers. Liz Faunus has the recap on the big night versus the Ames Little Cyclones.
On Tuesday, January 12th, the boys' swim team took on a powerhouse school, Ames High. This was the boys' final home meet of the season, and Coach Chris Mann took this chance to put his swimmers in some new events and relays. They decided not to be concerned about the score of the meet, but instead to soak in every minute of their senior night. The first win of the night came from Nick Schroeder swimming the 50 freestyle. He took first place in the all-around event. Starting off the race slow, Schroeder came up from behind and pulled ahead on the second lap, racing neck and neck with Ames High swimmer and touching the board just ahead of him with a time of 22:36, a new personal best. Nick also bagged first in the 100 freestyle with a time of 49:86. Ethan Woodruff added to Boone's score with a second place in the 100 butterfly with a 4.6 second decrease from his personal best. Senior Derek Kahn kept the records coming with a new personal best in the 100 backstroke, having a time of 102.41. He dropped 0.48 of a second and took third place for the team.
I still plan to improve on times, get my backstroke down a little bit if he has me swim anymore, and try and get my 500 down to my best time from last year.
The boys lost the meet 120-50, but had a great time celebrating with the seniors. This has been Liz Vanis from Boone TV.
That is it for sports from this past week. Now make sure to go support the basketball teams tonight as they take on Perry in a big conference matchup. Now back to you, Janae.
Thanks, Justin. 2 Guys in a Movie is back this week. They had the chance to watch the horror comedy film, Scout's Guide to the Zombie Apocalypse. Let's see how this rates on the GOAT scale.
Okay.
Hey Boone High, welcome back to 2 Guys in a Movie, and we're your hosts Kurt Yeager
and Tanner Frost.
This week we review the greatest movie of all time, Scout's Guide to a Zombie Apocalypse. What could possibly go wrong when the 3 buddies decide to join the Boy Scouts? When bloodthirsty zombies invade their once peaceful town, it's up to Loverboy Ben, Party Hard Carter, and Scoutmaster Augie to save the day with help from Denise, a beautiful but tough cocktail waitress. The boys must put their scouting skills to the ultimate test to save mankind and earn the zombie-killing badges. This movie was such a great movie, we gave it 10 goats out of 10.
It's a movie that is never serious, and that's what I like about it.
I like that it was not serious either, because it made it a funny, quirky movie, and it had a lot of laughs.
Scout's Guide to Zombie Apocalypse is full of laughs, has unexpected scenes, and is a different twist on a zombie movie, and I like that.
The problems I have is that I wish it would have never ended because I loved it.
You should watch this movie because it teaches you some very valuable life lessons.
I don't know about life lessons, but it had some great parts of strong friendships and some hotties with some bodies and a sick party. This has been Kurt Yeager
and Tanner Frost
from Boone TV reviewing Scout's Guide to a Zombie Apocalypse.
The movie came out on DVD on January 5th, so go watch it and have a great day, Boone High.
It's Skelly to Rogers. He looks like crap. I set him on fire. He tried to eat me.
Great job, guys. Thanks for watching this week's news show. We'll be back next week with the latest news, sports, and entertainment at BHS. In the meantime, you can watch and read all of our stories at BooneTV.com. And now, let's hear what Boone High would do with $1.3 billion in Question of the Week.
Question of the Week! Question of the Week!
Let's see, 400 puppies, conquer Nebraska with a private army, buy a bunch of foldable chairs, maybe some portable cushions.
Hey man, what you doing?
Oh, I'm just thinking about all the stuff that I could buy when I won the lottery.
Oh, cool. Can you get me a dog?
Sure. What would you do if you won the lottery?
I'd probably buy a lot of stuff that I have no need for.
I'd buy Snapchat. I would probably buy a yacht and a nice house, and I'd live in the Caribbean, and then I don't know what I would do with the rest.
I would buy a lot of turtles.
Probably waste it all on food.
Buy a restaurant so I can eat all the time.
I would eat a lot of McDonald's.
World peace.
I would pay off my future student loans.
Buy an NFL team.
I would buy a giant truck.
I would probably make my own gym.
I'd buy a dolphin.
I'd buy a golden toilet.
Give it to charity.
I'd buy a lot of Fazoli breadsticks.
Buy all the grapes.
Buy an island, probably.
I don't know. I've never had that much money in my life.
I would probably buy a new house. Maybe only work half time.
I'd buy us all better school lunch.
Great Scott! Question of the Week! Question of the Week!